to male genital massage. This is the art of intimate massage, which is much more old or ancient, I should say, than we may think. Now, I want to congratulate you for showing an interest in this, and I want to ensure you that this will be a very pleasurable and educative journey that we'll be taking together. Now, the massage itself is, as I said at the beginning, it's an art and it's a ritual if it is understood in its profundity and if it's done with patience, attention, and attention to details and attention to the atmosphere and whatever happens while you're doing this massage. It is a journey for both the man who's receiving this and the person, either man or woman, who's giving the massage. Now, before we get into it, I also want to assure you that the male genital massage or the intimate massage is more than just an empty or random sequence of movements. As we'll be going into the anatomy and the reflexology, you will also see that there's a health part of it and a therapeutic part of it, and there's an energy exchange, whether you believe in this or not. It does happen, and I want you to be at least aware of this. So I hope that you will follow or you will go through each of the sections because they all have an importance, and I hope that everything that you discover here will bring you much more knowledge, pleasure, and will expand your repertoire of techniques or movements or experiences that you can have with your loved one. So I hope that you enjoy this, and let's get started. Welcome to male genital massage. This is the art of intimate massage, which is much more old or ancient, I should say, than we may think. Now, I want to congratulate you for showing an interest in this, and I want to ensure you that this will be a very pleasurable and educative journey that we'll be taking together. Now, the massage itself is, as I said at the beginning, it's an art and it's a ritual if it is understood in its profundity and if it's done with patience, attention, and attention to details and attention to the atmosphere and whatever happens while you're doing this massage. It is a journey for both the man who's receiving this and the person, either man or woman, who's giving the massage. Now, before we get into it, I also want to assure you that the male genital massage, or the intimate massage, is more than just an empty or random sequence of movements. As we'll be going into the anatomy and the reflexology, you will also see that there's a health part of it and a therapeutic part of it, and there's an energy exchange, whether you believe in this or not. It does happen, and I want you to be at least aware of this. So I hope that you will follow, or you will go through each of the sections, because they all have an importance, and I hope that everything that you discover here will bring you much more knowledge, pleasure, and will expand your repertoire of techniques or movements or experiences that you can have with your loved one. So I hope that you enjoy this, and let's get started. In this section, we're discussing the anatomy and the reflexology. Now, I've drawn a few paintings of the external and internal reproductive organs, and we'll be taking a look at them right now. Please be aware that they're also in the downloadable section. You can take them out and study them at your own time and at your own pace. So, in the external representation, we obviously have the full Monty. So we have the urinary opening, the glands, the corona, and the foreskin, which some men might have or they might not have if they've been circumcised. We have the shaft, and then the root of the penis, and the scrotum, which will actually be included in the sequence of movements that we will be doing. The internal representation, it's a little bit more in depth. We have the testes, where the sperm is produced, and then we have the vas deferens. This is the canal on which the sperm goes up. The prostate gland and the seminal glands, these are two glands that are involved in the compound of the semen. We also have the bulbourethral gland. Now, this is very important actually. It accounts for just a little bit of the sperm, but in fact it is the gland which secretes a fluid that cleans the urethra of any remainings of urine. So when the sperm comes out, it is completely pure and alkaline. And this in fact ensures the purity and the quality of the sperm that is ejected out of the penis. In terms of reflexology, first I want to point out that this massage, as much as all the massages done here, are ancient, and I've learned them through the Taoist philosophy. Now, the Taoist philosophy, which is originating in ancient China, has also the benefit of knowledge from the Chinese traditional medicine. In Chinese traditional medicine, we have the reflexology of also the genital organs, and this is to show that while this massage is, well, pleasurable and also therapeutic, it can also have health benefits, because you have on the genitalia, both of the man and the woman, the reproduction or the projection actually of the main internal organs. And as they progress from the head towards the root, they're actually, as they're shown on the body, so they're going down on the organ itself. And we'll be looking at a chart. While this is, well, Chinese traditional medicine, please be aware that if you have medical condition, the massage alone will definitely not do that much for you. But in association with a healthy diet, workout, rest in between, and a lifestyle which is much more balanced, this too can have a lot of benefits, and it is, in the case of men, very indicated, especially for the activation or the massage of the prostate gland. That can also prevent prostate cancer. So in the chart, we have the reflexology of the male anatomy, and I need you to be aware that it is quite similar to the reflexology of the vagina. In fact, when sex is done right, it is a massage of both the penis and the vagina, and it is healing even in that sense. So on the glands, we have the projection of all the glands: pineal, pituitary, thyroid, thymus, adrenal glands, and also the prostate gland. Also on the head, or the glands, we have the projection of the heart and the lungs. On the shaft, which is divided into 3 sections, we have, going from up towards the root, we have the spleen, stomach, and pancreas. Next we have the liver and the small intestine. And at the bottom we have the large intestine, the kidneys, and the bladder. Now the testes are actually connected to all the glands, just like the head of the penis. In this section, we'll be looking at the attitude of the person who's giving the massage, as well as the man who's receiving. Now, if you're a woman who's watching, I'm going to begin with you because there's something very important here. And first and foremost, I want you to understand that this massage, as pleasurable and as elaborate as it is, and by all means it is, on itself, technique or any tricks that you bring in the bedroom will definitely not keep a man or make a man decide to commit. Now, I need you to be aware that while this technique is beautiful, it can't solve the larger problems that you're dealing with in your relationship. This is to bring pleasure, opening up or widening the areas of experiences that you have, your repertoire, but it doesn't keep a man in the relationship if this is what you're looking for. I need you to be aware of this. Secondly, if you're a woman who's learning this and you want to master this art, I also need you to take into consideration that while it is beautiful and pleasurable, this is not something that you want to do just with anyone. So I would recommend warmly that this is a well-kept secret of yours, and that just a very special man who decides to commit in a relationship with you gets to experience. Simply because the risk of a man who just met you to take you for granted is very big, and I would say that this is a pity. So reserve this for a very special man, and this should actually be enriching and helping you to go deeper into your intimacy. Also, still for women, you have to be aware that perhaps this massage is actually something that your man has never experienced, no matter how many women he has met, even professional women in this area. So this is not something that everybody knows. Although some movements are very instinctive and we naturally do them, I want to assure you that not everything here is just like everybody does. So please be aware that you're opening up your man and you're taking him through experiences which are probably new to him. Now you need to ensure the proper space, and by this I mean help him to relax. If he does not have an erection the entire time, that doesn't mean that the massage is not pleasurable. Also be aware that he will open up his feet, his legs, and he will stay like this for a long period of time, and you need to, well, be gentle on him. So just because he's a man doesn't mean he can take everything so lightly, doesn't mean that he's not nervous, and whatever occurs, You just need to reassure him that you're there for him, that you're giving him the space to experience whatever he has to experience, and that you're not rushing. Please avoid the question that sounds like this: is something wrong? No, you don't want to say that. You can assure him whatever break that he requires, or whatever feelings that may come up in him, you will just reassure him that it is perfectly okay and that you can do as you please. You can stop, you can cease all massage and move on to other things, or you can continue at your own pace. Also for women, please remember to trim your nails and make sure that they are not sharp. As sexy as that can be on the outside, in social events or in society, with genital massage, you actually want to make sure that you have no claws in sight and that you don't injure him, instead that you give him pleasure. If you're the man who's about to receive this massage or consider receiving this massage, what you need to be aware is that you're going to lead the massage itself because you're the one who's receiving. So you need to also focus on what's happening and let the person giving you the massage, either man or woman, let them know how you're feeling, if you want faster speeds or harder pressures or various angles, so you can request at all times what it is that you want. The purpose is that you are actually feeling pleasure. And if you cannot, last until the end of the massage, that is not a problem. That means the massage is that good. So don't worry about it and don't keep this from enjoying you, whether it's for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, or how long you can. So stay relaxed in that area. Also, do not worry if you're having an erection or not. There is this general belief that men should stay hard all the time and women should be wet all the time. That is not the case. So just relax, enjoy, breathe deeply. It is very important, just like I said with the feminine massage. It is also important for the man, so for whomever is receiving massage, to breathe deeply. This will move the pleasure in other parts of your body, so it won't be localized in the genital area. And also, don't be ashamed to make sounds, whatever they are. Don't be ashamed to cry if that comes up, just saying. Don't be ashamed to laugh, don't be ashamed to talk, don't be ashamed to ask for what you need. So don't be ashamed to do anything. You're going to stay open with your legs for I don't know how much time, so just asking or saying something is the least complicated thing of the entire thing. So focus on enjoying and make sure to remember that the woman who's learned this, she might have just as well learned it on a banana. So it doesn't mean that she's seen thousands of men, and it doesn't mean that she doesn't appreciate you or that she does this with everybody. So don't take this for granted. This is an art and a ritual, and it is a gift that she's bringing to you. So enjoy. In this section, we'll be discussing the technique itself. Now, before we get in, I just want to show you what I'll be using for this technique. And before you laugh at my banana, I want you to know that there's a reason for me using just a banana instead of a dildo or any other representation, which is much more thorough of the penis. The banana is, well, a living thing. And it has a purpose. This, I could not point this out just on a wooden or glass or plastic thing. It needs to be alive in a way so that you can see the effects of the massage. Now, I'll be getting back to this at the end. For this massage, you're obviously going to need also oil. Now, I use organic coconut oil. And with the banana, you'll say that this is probably very tasty, and while this joke is also for taste, The idea is that the coconut oil is also antibacterial, so you're keeping things clean, although I do recommend hygiene right before the massage itself. What you want to take into consideration is that positioning, first and foremost. Now, if this is a gift for a man, you want to make him feel like a king or an emperor, as I like to call them. And you can help him lie on his back, and you can use pillows or cushions to make him feel much more comfortable. Remember that this may take a while, so half an hour or even more. And in terms of how you're situated, beside him or not, you can definitely stand right beside him, and just take into consideration if you're right-handed, so I'm using my right hand now, you want to have the right hand positioned right towards the head of the penis. So most men have an erection towards their head, so your hand or your elbow will be towards his head and the left hand will be towards his feet. Vice versa, if you're left-handed, then you want to have your left hand facing the head of the penis and your elbow facing or towards his head, and the right hand towards the feet. You can sit beside him on the bed. You can definitely, he'll stay with his feet wide open, so you can stand right in the middle of the feet, so in front of his penis. You can also, if you want to make him feel better, or if you want to make him feel like an emperor, you can have him lying down right towards the edge of the bed, and you're sitting down on the floor, so his genitalia is right in front of your face and you're somewhere lower. He can also sit on a chair with his feet wide open and you stay right in front of him. Again, this makes him feel like a king, and vice versa for women when you're doing the massage for women. And for more advanced positions, you can definitely have him lying down flat on the belly or on all fours, and you're going to go underneath and massage from everything from underneath. But this requires that you be already expert in this, so it's after 2 or 3 rehearsals. So we will begin, and for the opening of the ritual, you want to have your hand, so left hand on the penis, and right, because I'm right-handed, right hand on the heart and the chest. And what you want to do is breathe together for 3 times. So you're inhaling, exhaling together, and this sets the tone, the mood. This relaxes. After you've done a couple of these breathings, 3 or even 4 times, you then gently move your hand towards the penis, and we're going to start first by activating the penis, and we'll do this. We're going to form a ring with our thumb and index, and we're going to press on each part of the penis all the way up, and we can do this at our own pace. We can go down. This can take a couple of minutes if you so prefer. As a variation, what you can do is use all fingers and in a wave basically squeeze the penis, so you're not squeezing to stop the blood flow, you're just squeezing to awaken the tissues. Now, if this is somebody who's intimate with you, he'll just need just a couple of touches and it'll probably awaken. The next movement is actually stretch of the foreskin. Now you want to use the index finger and the middle finger. You're going to pull up the skin and you're going to stretch it ever so slightly, and you can use this movement. If he does not like this, or if he's too erect and you cannot pull the skin, you can just try to pull it as high as possible with your hands, and that should do it. The next movement is in fact the stretching of the entire shaft, and for this you're going to take the penis by the head and you're going to stretch it on one side, gently. On the other side, again, gently. Then you're going to go down, so you're going to hold from the head, and you're going to stretch, but you have to be very careful. Now, the majority of men are erect towards their head, and you don't want to produce pain, you want to produce pleasure. So you check him out, what he's feeling. You can also ask him to tell you when to stop. And the last one is done towards the belly, and you're just going to rest the penis on the belly. Now you can repeat these movements as many times as you want. And the last one is actually going in circles. So you're going to stretch lightly in one direction, and then you can change direction. Now you want to make sure that he breathes deeply throughout the movements. Trust me, he's never thought of doing this to himself, and I'm not sure how many women have ever thought to, well, take around the penis and go like this. So this is the movements that you can do while the skin is dry, so you haven't applied any lubricant or oil. For the rest of the movements, you're going to have to apply oil. I prefer to use, again, organic coconut oil. Make sure that it's warm, so you don't want to put cold oil on his penis, and you don't want to put cold oil on anywhere on the body while you're doing this pleasurable massage. So spreading the oil itself is a movement. Now you want to spread it on the entire surface, and you also want to spread it on the scrotum. So we'll be massaging the testicles as well, so they have to be lubricated also. Now, after you've made sure that you've spread this around, we'll start at the head of the penis, and we'll start gently. The head of the penis is very delicate, so you don't have to apply too much pressure. And also, even if you've trimmed your nails, you want to avoid contact with nails here. So the first movement that we'll do, we'll just use the center of the palm of our hands, and we'll just rotate it on the head slightly. So this is just the first contact, and you can go fast, you can go with angles, or you can go very slow. The other movement, like you would be squeezing an orange or a lemon, if you know the movement, this is what you will be doing on the head itself. So you're gonna go this gentle movement a couple of times, and you can also make sure that you're checking his face to see how he's feeling, and again remind him to breathe. Another movement, which is right exclusively for the gland, it's actually a very intimate and very caring and nurturing movement. You're going to put one hand underneath the head and the other one on top of it, and you're going to move your hands as if you were washing your hands. Now this is very gentle, and it stimulates all the glands and the creativity and the receptivity of your man if you're looking at the reflexology of the penis. And you can apply as much pressure as you like with this movement. Just have to check with him if he likes it or not. Now the next movement will be on the corona. Some men may find this pleasurable or not. So you just want to use the flat of your finger, and you want to go around. Now you can do small circles, or you can just go around it and see where he finds this pleasurable or not. The next movement, and you will see from now on that we will start to alternate more intense movement with lighter movements. The idea is to keep this in waves, so you don't want to take him too intense, too fast, and so he'll go like and it'll be too much to handle. You don't want to make him fall asleep, so you want to keep him in waves. So the next movement we'll be doing this squeezing motion, squeezing of the orange, on the entire shaft. It'll look like this. And for this you need, because this is a high friction stroke, you'll need a lot of lubrication. You can add oil as much as you feel comfortable. Just make sure that this kind of movement doesn't require too many repetitions because it's that intense. So for a much lighter movement now, we can do a scratching of the penis, and for this you will be using your nails or your claws, but make sure that you do this very slightly. So it'll look, you can do it with both hands, it'll look like this. Now you can go in just one fluid stroke, or you can go in intermediate or repeated strokes throughout the shaft. You want to stop at the corona, so you're not going on the glans with this. The next movement, it will be simulating the penetration of the vagina. Now you're going to hold your hand, so you're going to put it in a fist, and what you will do is take it down gently. This is a high friction stroke and it's supposed to be like that, and you're going down, all the way down. This, in case he was not fully erect, this should get him fully erect. Now you can go a couple of times, or what you can do is put one hand on top of the other, and you can go with each hand at the same time. The sequence of movements actually looks like this. You're going to put one hand squeezing and then immediately the other, and you're going with both hands down, and then repeat. Don't do this too long because it's again very intense. After this movement, which was by the way very intense, you want to do something light, and this is just a movement. So on the hand, when you're massaging, it would look like this. On the penis, when you're massaging, it will look like this. And you're going all the way up to the frenulum or the corona. You're not going to be doing this on the head unless he's very, very aroused and he can take this. Now you can play with speeds here. You can go slightly, or for a much more intense experience, you can go very, very fast, and you can also use pressure. Now together with the lubrication, this should be very arousing nonetheless. So after this, which was, let's say, semi-intense, we want to go for something lighter. Next movement, we'll be doing the victory. So you're going to use the knuckles of your fingers, and we'll be placing them one on top of the other, and we'll go down and then up, and we can repeat this a couple of times. Now you can change angles, obviously, and you can go all directions, or you can just do it in whichever way feels comfortable to you. Next movement, we'll be actually going with high intensity strokes again. So we're going to use both hands. The palms of the hand, we'll be placing them on each side, and we can go around, we can go in front and behind like this, and we can go up and down. We can move this in a vertical direction, horizontal, or we can just make circles with both hands, and we can, when one hand is down, the other one is up, and we'll change positions. And this can be done with slow speeds, medium speeds, fast speeds, whichever way you like. Now when you're doing this massage, you can hold the penis in one place, or you can angle it into the sides, and you can start doing the movements again. And this can also be just a variation for this stroke. Now this is a high intensity stroke, and even if you go into just one place, it can be very arousing, so you need to make sure that if you want to prolong the pleasure, then you need to also come back to a steadier or slower speed. So a variation of this movement is one as you've been going on the sides, circles or just horizontal or vertical, you also can try to gently slap the penis around so it'll look like this. You don't want to slap too hard. Remember, this is not a BDSM practice. Okay, so you don't want to slap too hard. This is just a gentle play of the penis. Another variation is one where you're holding your the left hand or the hand above the penis is going to be steady, and the other one is going to move and you're going to slap. It'll look something like this. This is just another thing that you can try. If he doesn't like it, you can certainly stop. All throughout the massage, you can definitely try to relax if you feel that it's too intense. What you're going to do is put the hand right at the bottom of the penis, so the place where it meets with the testicles or the scrotum. And what you want to do is stretch the penis gently and also the testicles, pushing them down. Now this is a very light stretch, but it's ideally it will reduce the intensity of the pleasure felt or the arousal, and it can prolong the massage if you so choose to and if he also agrees. So this is a stroke in and of itself, and it can be done at any time if you feel that he's too aroused and you again want to prolong this. Now for the next part of the massage, we'll be heading towards the scrotum. And what I need you to be aware is that although I don't have testicles at the end of my banana, this is something that you can definitely simulate on the fist of your hand first, just to get an idea. So what you want to do is make a ring with your thumb and index fingers, and you want to hold the entire scrotum in a compact sac. And once you're holding this, you're going to push a little bit on the outside. This should make the testicles stand out a little bit, and the pores of the skin as well. If you feel that you don't have enough lubrication, you can certainly apply some more. And the first movement, just as we did with the top of the penis, we're going to use the palm of our hand, and we're going to say, this is my scrotum here. You're going to massage on top of it gently first, just to activate. What you can also do is give a stretch of the scrotum. Now you will see that the two testicles are actually separated by a patch of skin. That patch of skin can be pulled. It can only be pulled in a straight direction, so towards the feet. You don't want to twist around in any side because this can provoke pain and you don't want that. You can gently pull the skin towards the feet as long as it feels comfortable. You're going to go back. You're pushing the scrotum once again outside and the testicles are prominent. And the next movement, it'll be with the fingernails, and it will be just like we scratched the shaft of the penis. We're going to scratch the surface of the scrotum, so it will look something like this. And it can be done slowly or it can be done a little faster. Now this is the time where you want to pay attention to your man and see if he likes it or not. If you see him twitching, so his entire body twitches, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's usually something very surprising because, well, it is just that kind of a refreshing movement. And the last movement that you want to do here is, if you remember, we did the V shape on the shaft. Well, we're going to do the V shape again. This time you're going to put one hand. So for instance, because my hands are so small, I can never go like this. I use the thumb and the index finger to make my V in this case. So one V will be under the penis and your palm will rest on his lower abdomen. And the other one, the other V, so if you have longer fingers, you'll do like this. The other V is under the testicles. So his testicles will fall on this side of your hand and the penis on this side of your hand. And you're going to go with the V towards the center, the root of the penis, and then back and once again. And this movement, if you apply pressure both on the lower abdomen and on the root of the penis as well, or on the perineum, this is also very pleasurable. And this movement, again, if you have longer fingers, it will look like this. If you don't have, you can definitely use these two fingers, and it will look like this. And this is the last stroke for the prostate gland, actually. And remember that you can massage the prostate gland on the outside with this genital massage, where you can also massage the prostate gland with anal massage, and that's totally different massage that we'll be getting into soon enough. So you want to, in this case, take the testicles up and towards the penis, and you're going to reveal the perineum. You can also ask him to spread his feet even wider. The other arm, you're going to make a fist, and you will use this side. So you're not going to use the bones, but you're just going to use the entire flat of the outside of the fingers. And what you're going to do is press, not that hard, but this is not just a gentle press, so you want to reach the layers underneath. So you're going to press put on a certain amount of pressure, and you're going to move up and down. You're going to vibrate your fist, and also you can ask him to make sounds while you're doing this. So it should be something like it's funny, but on the other side, it's also it helps to move the pleasure and connect the throat and the voice with his genital organs, so you're associating that kind of expression with pleasure. And you're moving this way. Now, it can definitely require you some physical strength. I usually don't have that much strength, but it's still a good thing to start doing push-ups or punching a bag or whatever will get you to get more strength and more resistance in your arm. Or you can also switch arms. You can go on the other side of the body, and you can move the angle, and you can definitely use this. To close the massage, you want to put, so the penis, which is on the belly, you can gently roll it on the abdomen. If he also has hair on the abdomen, this should feel the texture of his hair, and you rolling the penis on the abdomen should feel different. And you can also, like we did with the stretching, you can lay the penis on one foot, and you can massage and go all the way on the foot, or on the leg actually. And you can go on the other side of the body, and you can again stretch and touch or caress the penis, and then extend it on the inside of the thighs. You can definitely ask him to show you any other movement that you can think of. While I've done a lot of movements here, they are certainly not exhaustive. You can definitely find inspiration in any other massage, general massage done, or any other kind of play that you do. You can definitely use toys here. And you can combine this with also oral sex if you feel up to it. So if he prefers to, you can definitely stop things right there. And for closing the massage, you're going to put one hand on the penis, the other hand on the heart, just as we had done in the beginning. And you're going to breathe together for a couple of times. Also, you can help him to expand or to extend the pleasure in his genital organs in the rest of the body by contracting his perineum, but also all the muscles in the body, and breathing in, inhaling, holding the breath, and then releasing the breath, exhaling, and also releasing the tension in the body, so relaxing completely, and also making sound. So it should look something like this is something that can also be done throughout the massage. And again, it helps to expand the pleasure from the genital area into the rest of the body. If he so desires, you can definitely go on to making love or any other thing that you want. So it's up to you. So I said at the beginning that I would show you why I chose to use a banana instead of a dildo. Now I've been massaging, and I haven't been massaging it that intensely or that thoroughly, but as you can see, it got a little bit more ripe, and trust me, it's a little bit much softer. I don't know if you can see this than it was at the beginning. And the idea is that with your hands, there's the biggest transfer of energy ever. You can certainly realize this whenever you fall or you hurt yourself, you cut yourself somewhere. What's the first instinct? You take your hand or your palm and you put it right on the place where it hurts. It doesn't take all the pain away, but it certainly alleviates it. That's because there's the highest transfer of energy with our hands. And this is what happens with the massage. Now, my banana is close to ejaculating. This is because there's a transfer of energy, and it did suddenly, it got more ripe all of a sudden. You can certainly play a lot with this massage, and you can include other practices. Like I said before, you can also include oral sex. You can start drawing on the penis with molten chocolate or with peanut butter or with anything else that you find tasty, and you can also play. Don't shy away from experimenting things. You can also show the reflexology of the penis using any thing that you can also eat. So again, experiment, enjoy, play, expand your repertoire, and make this pleasurable for you and for your man. So I want to thank you for taking this erotic journey with me. I hope that you found it as pleasurable as I did, and I wish you the best and most sensual experiences possible. So now that we've been through the technique, and I hope you found this as resourceful or as inspirational as possible, here are some remarks and some stories from me in the role of giver of this massage. I obviously cannot receive this. So I've given this massage both to men that I was intimate with and to men that I've had in sessions. Not so many in either case. I'm not going to say that I know every kind of man out there. By no means, I'm not that kind of a person. But here is, from my little experience, what I can share with you. First of all, I found that it's really important to get a sense of my man's body, especially in intimate relationships. I definitely have a different approach when I'm in intimacy. I'm dressed differently. I have much more emotions and investment put in there. Whereas if I ever worked with somebody, and not many men come to me and ask for this, and I'm totally fine with that, my attitude was different. So I've been both in the lover's shoes and then in the practitioner's shoes. So definitely the outcome was different, way different in intimate relationships than in a professional session. And I've actually had more experience, obviously, in intimate relationships than with clients. However, understanding a little bit the territory is always the place I go to. Aside from preparing the space, because that's just me, I really take my time to understand what kind of touch, what kind of pressure the man that I'm giving this massage to likes. And I've also found, to my sadness, at least in my intimate relationships, that some of the movements that I find so beautiful to give are not so appreciated. So I guess that goes to show that we live in different bodies and we're wired differently, and
understanding of what is pleasurable and beautiful as an inner state, so beauty as an inner state, is different. But that's what I've learned, was to never take it as a personal critique. Basically, it doesn't mean that I'm bad at giving the massage. It just means that what I find beautiful is not necessarily what the man that I give this to finds beautiful as well. I know that this is a lot more challenging for men, and by all means, I have this kind of video in the feminine massage courses, where I take my time to explain to men how important it is for them to allow the woman that they're offering the genital massage or the breast massage feedback, and for them to request what they like, what they want, and not take it personal. I know that for women, for most women, this is not a problem. Okay, we're much more wired for pleasing and serving other people. And with a massage, that's definitely a quality. Basically, you're offering a massage for this person to enjoy. So it makes complete sense that you ask for feedback, you honor a request, and so on. Women don't have this ego or pride here. And yeah, that's a super green light for me. Or just my appreciation for all women for this particular quality. And that's seen from the beginning when you ask, pressure, places that they want to be touched, places that they don't want touched, if they like the oils. So all kinds of details like these when you check in with your partner, and feel free to use your own intuition here. If there's anything else that you're unsure of, go ahead and ask. Best thing to do. Like, the best thing to do is ask something. The worst question possible is the one that you didn't ask, especially here, because you don't know what you're doing and you can mess up in a way. So the worst thing to do here is not to ask, not to bring something up about their body and their preferences. Don't do that. Another thing, I find that with a lot of men, quote unquote a lot, the ones that I've done this massage with, they prefer much more intense and a much more rough handling of their intimate jewels. And that's basically, for us women, that may not necessarily come so natural. We're delicate by definition. So when we hear somebody say, okay, harder, more, faster, that's not necessarily a problem, but it doesn't come natural to us. So perhaps take this into consideration. Don't do it as something from the beginning. Allow your partner time to ask for this, so don't just do it by yourself without checking in. But expect somehow for this to be told and for you to receive. It's not the case with us. We prefer much slower, much softer, especially around our genitalia. But in the case of men, it's a little bit the opposite. What I'm also going to point out here is that if for women, it's not necessarily so uncomfortable to be touched and perhaps to be penetrated, in case you ever consider associating this massage with anal penetration in the case of men, then I would say I'm not presenting this in the course at all. So this is just for you, in case you're considering to add something else to the foundational things that I'm presenting there. I would say handle with care. Men are not used to being penetrated. And it's not that they are in pain, it's just that it's a psychological and emotional discomfort. So take that into consideration. I know that I've had just few men who took my sessions and were okay with anal massage and anal penetration, basically, just with the hand, still a massage, but they had to work their courage up to that. So consider this as well. It's still going to be a very vulnerable thing for them to keep their legs widespread for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and receive massage from you. So paying compliments, getting more into the atmosphere, making sounds along with them, that makes it a little more comfortable for them. So especially since they're used to pleasing or expecting us to feel good and hearing some sounds, then it does help to join in if you can. And if you're not uncomfortable with that. Other details for you to consider, if you're using coconut oil, I suggest this throughout the technique video, then consider the fact that if you use coconut oil and then you apply a condom, that condom's going to melt. So either use a different type of oil for this massage, or when you're using this oil, coconut oil, with the massage, either wash or do something else. Use a different lubricant once you want to use a condom, or simply just don't have penetrative sex afterwards. One last thing, if you're doing something wrong and you see them going, it's okay to ask them what you did wrong. Don't necessarily apologize too much. I know we have a tendency to do that in general, and it can be presented or it can be seen also here, but rest assured you can't go that bad. So you can't go that wrong with a touch. It does pay off for you to know in the beginning what types of movements he likes and what types he doesn't like, so that you get more clarity. But in case something slipped and you made a mistake, so you touched in a way, you pulled a piece of skin or something, you touched a testicle in a much harder way than it was okay for him, don't worry about it. I would say relax. So in case something is really that bad, relax, stop the massage in a gentle way, and just allow for a few days for the body to recover again if you did something that badly. I'm going to go with the assumption that you're a very careful woman, and that's not going to happen. As I said in the beginning, if you're waiting for this massage to ensure a relationship with somebody, I'd say don't bet your money on this. If you're not in a committed relationship and you're still dating and he's dating who knows how many other people, then this is just going to be something, pleasurable, but it's not going to get him to commit. So don't take this course because you want to impress somebody like enough so that they take you as their partner. Take it as something when you're already in a safer foundation with someone, or when you're single and you want to improve something, maybe you've received a comment or critique in the past. Take it as something for you to develop and enjoy when things are okay. So don't take it as something for you to gain more points with a guy. That I don't encourage you to go down that path. I think it's worth mentioning this because I know many women are still insecure about their sexuality and about how much they please or they don't please a man. Take it from me, some guys also over brag a bit. Bragging is also enough, but over bragging, that's something else. And don't get discouraged if you ever get a feedback for this massage or for anything else related to your sexuality that he's had a lot of other experiences with women and they were much greater. In fact, I take that as a red flag. If somebody goes down that path, he's not necessarily into you that much. Somebody who's really into you, who's attracted to you, who has some feelings for you, they're not even gonna think of comparing you to other people. So don't let it get to your self-esteem. That person doesn't really like you, but they didn't like you from before. It's not that they liked you and then something went wrong in intimacy and now all of a sudden you're no longer an attractive woman. No, they didn't like you from before enough. So that's why it happens. Don't get discouraged. Rest assured that with practice, with repetition, you will get better and better at building a beautiful atmosphere. That's where I'd put my money in, if you ask me. So in essence, this is what I've found and this is what I've experienced. I think here, the feedback that you get from your own man will be much more valuable than anything that I share here, because he will tell you exactly what he felt. So honor that. And in case you're going to date somebody else in the future, who knows, then honor the feedback of the person in the present. Never somebody else in the past, never somebody else that you're dating in parallel, so that person themselves. And don't take feedback about what other people in the past have done to them either. That's ugly and it's not relevant to your experience. So have some faith in your own expression, in your own ability to bring pleasure and to build an atmosphere. And that's it. I think that's where most women need to work more on, and myself included, by the way. So enjoy this course, enjoy this massage, and I wish you a pleasurable journey and experience. Hi guys and ladies. I guess you've heard from my announcement that Udemy is retiring. Yours truly, with a lot of dozens or hundreds of other instructors on certain topics. So this is the last ad or bonus or anything that I can do for this class. And I decided to do a video related to some of your comments. Some of you ladies have been busting my lady boss through the comments, and I tried to the best of my abilities to answer almost all comments and reviews and ratings that I got. And yeah, I took a few because I think they're worth bringing up here as well. So first of all, I looked, because this is a male genital massage, I looked at the KPIs, okay? So the technique, the performance, I'm going super based on that. So I'll be more masculine today. So first of all, are you learning valuable information? This is the feedback that you all got to give if you wanted to. 98% of you said yes. Awesome, considering I got my balls busted by some of you guys. Are the explanations of concepts clear? 98% of you said yes. Awesome again. Super awesome that you were understanding with my banana penis. I'm gonna poke fun at that because, you know, normally I would have had something else, but I tried to take it to the more symbolic places. And even so, as you're seeing, we're being shut down. I mean, this is a platform that is really sensitive to certain topics, and I appreciate and respect that. Is the instructor's delivery engaging? 95% of you said yes. Oh my God, that was so, I felt it here. I guess I'll have to work on my skills. I'm not sure exactly why it wasn't so engaging, but if you guys and ladies didn't fall asleep, I'm making fun of myself now. Are there enough opportunities to apply what you are learning? 90%. Okay. And this, I'm gonna go with some comments in a short while, but I need to share with you guys and girls how I learned these massages. It's no secret that I got to sexuality coaching because I was really unhappy and I had a lot of messed up experiences. Not your worst, okay? I'm never gonna play the victim card. I'm no victim, but that doesn't mean I was happy and that I was fulfilled and that I was a vibrant woman. Absolutely not. So I got to this class deciding, you know, screw men at the time. I was like, I don't know what they want. I don't know why they don't want me. It was really bad. I went to therapy. I had gone through abuse. It was nasty. And I said, I'm gonna have to learn in a different way. I guess it's just not possible for me to learn in relationships. That's kind of painful, you know, to reach at. So I learned. I read books. I took live classes on various topics, including massage. I took online courses, and guess on what I practice? On a pen. Yes, not even a banana, on a pen. I was watching those courses and then I practiced on a pen, on a freaking pen. And I did, just like I will always, or not always, but like I frequently stated here, repeated practice makes perfect. That's what I did. I massaged that pen. It's like I had an orgasmic pen at home. I swear to you, I wrote with it beautifully. It flowed. And after, I think almost a year, I don't recall, it was 2014, 2015. After many months, when I got an interaction with somebody that I said, okay, maybe I'll interact with guys again, I started applying. It's just that I already knew. I didn't need to check the video or check the transcripts of the techniques or anything else. No, I already knew because I had played with my pen until it freaking gave birth to babies. I don't know. So if you say that you don't have enough opportunities to apply, I'm assuming that you're referring to you don't have enough men or people with penises, on which you can apply these. Well, that depends on your flexibility. I mean, I know it's not cool to hear this, but hey, this is how I learned. It's not like I had a gazillion men just dying to get their penises massaged by me. No, this is the honest truth, and that doesn't mean you can't learn. That's that's where I'm coming from. And yeah, when I started dating again with some guys, I shared this. I got few complaints. I did get some. I mean, nobody's perfect, but it was few. And I got one review on the spot right there. Epic. I'll remember that one. So yeah, I'm not sure how you relate to this, but I just want to say that just because you don't have enough opportunities doesn't mean you don't have the tools to actually learn. Is the course delivering on your expectations? 89% said yes. Ooh, that one also hurt. So I know that a lot of people that took this class, maybe they cashed out, so refunded it. But I know that you watch a lot of pornography. I know that it's so much better explained there than here. It's more obvious, it's more explicit. So there's no way an educational class on Udemy is ever going to approach that. But here is where I feel that most people miss on stuff. The attitude. So that is the video before the technique. Then the video with my experiences shared. That's the kind of nobody in pornography is going to tell you that. Nobody. No porn, no, unless you go to communities, events, teachers, trainers, coaches, that's where you get to receive that kind of knowledge, except that you pay more. Udemy has an awesome opportunity here. I hope you're really aware of this. No matter what classes you're taking, the money that I had to pay for my certification does not, and all the other classes, it doesn't compare to the money that you're paying here on Udemy. And I feel that many people, because it's so cheap compared to other fields, take it for granted. And I think that's a huge pity, especially now when this subject is going to be cut off. And yeah, on my platform and all other platforms, we have different costs. This kind of knowledge, different. So the point here is that there are many more aspects here that you need to consider aside from the technique. And I feel that you can learn all the techniques that you want, but if you don't pay attention and feel into the other person, if you don't have certain, general knowledge that you might know when it comes to these kinds of massages, I think you'd be missing out on a lot of stuff. And if there's one thing that I did see in my classes when I got trained, so I was a student also, my lady colleagues, this was mainly from women coming, it's like they felt that their guy colleagues, male colleagues, didn't hear them enough. They were just going for whatever they knew. They had their stuff figured in mind, objectives and routine laid out and all of that. But the woman herself was like, wait a second, I'm in a different place. And they didn't want to hear it. They were bothered with this. This is the type of teaching that no pornography, no explicit movie is going to share with you. Unless there's a revolution in pornography also. So that's it for the overall performance. Now I'm going to go into some comments because I said that I got my balls busted here. And you're going to see me now. So the first one is from Julia. Introduction made it seem like it would be something groundbreaking. Massage technique was good, bonus material irrelevant. Didn't get as much out of it as I was hoping. Well, I'm really sorry to hear that. I always encourage people, if they felt like this, to get a refund. However, I still want to say that you have the techniques shown. You have them written down because there's a PDF with explanations of each technique. You have frequently asked questions because I've been doing live classes as in a student and then also as a facilitator. And I've been working in sessions, so I kind of saw the frequent stuff that came up. Then I also did a bonus video with my experiences shared. stuff that I thought was relevant. So I really feel that there's more here than just the technique, but than the anatomy also. I think that's important. Attitude, that's also important. Anyway, it's very subjective, and I do appreciate some people don't find anything useful or not much usefulness there, but I still want to point out that these are informations that you can't find everywhere. The next review is from Kinjal, who said, expected more information. Okay. There are many pieces of information here that I just explained in the previous comment. Aside from that, I'm gonna say that short of having a naked dude with his penis and all the jewels exposed and seeing him interacting with the massage, I feel that you got a lot of information. So I'm not sure where you come from. I mean, anybody that says they want more information. The only thing that was missing was the real person with the real balls and cock to be massaged here. That was impossible on this platform. So that kind of stuff you don't get to see here. If you ever decide to go for more information, I will actually challenge you and invite you to take this challenge to take a real massage class where you're given a demonstration. Somebody's naked on a mattress, on a massage bed, whatever, and they're being massaged. And then in the second part, you actually get to, if you didn't come with your own partner there, you get to pick a partner in the place, depending on the policy with each event, and you get to be massaged or do a massage basically to a guy. That kind of experience can't be facilitated here. It is a learning experience. It's a very challenging experience for most of us. Imagine being in a place like that and you'd get naked. Other people will get naked in the room. I mean, short of having that experience, everything else is here. But I guess it also depends on your evaluation criteria. The next review was in a foreign language to me. I don't know how to read it. You're going to see it on screen though. The idea is that I got it translated and it said sufficient information or sufficient technique. And I hope it was sufficient, not insufficient, because I used Google Translation for that. Hey, I'm happy that you saw that way. So they rated 3.5 stars out of 5. Okay, sufficient technique, good. I hope that you take the time to repeatedly practice it. That's the mother of perfection. Maria, was not worth watching. I could have learned more elsewhere. Absolutely, in a live class. That's where you learn. I mean, if I'm gonna start being a coach here and take it not necessarily all polite, but also challenge you guys, then yeah, go to a live class. Learn there. Otherwise, if you don't have the lady balls or the guy balls, meaning ovaries or testicles, to do that, if you don't have the possibility right now because the period, or because you don't have the funds because those are expensive. I'm gonna be honest, they are expensive. It does take a lot of effort to put on something like that and also hold space for people like that. So if you feel like you could have learned more elsewhere, I agree with you. Go to a live class. This one is the closest thing that you have to a live class where you're being given the entire package. And this was an awesome, awesome opportunity that Udemy allowed for a few years. Stuart John said, yes, very informative course. Teacher did a great job at keeping things interesting. Awesome. I am super glad to see reviews like that as well. I didn't just get my balls busted, I also got my heart expanded, when I read those positive reviews. And this was one of them. I wished more young people took up this type of knowledge earlier in life. Maybe they will have a better appreciation of sexuality and not carry over the conditioning by society towards later life relationships. So far, this is the best educational material I can find on the internet. More than the techniques, the speaker's advice on red flags for young women, communication techniques, and other soft skills is very useful and translates to other areas in life. Thank you for the compact and very useful in life content. This comment, really, it really, fills my heart, because this is somebody gets it, when people get the essence of learning, you're happy, you're really happy. This is an overall experience. It's not just a technique, and I'm glad that some people got it and even wrote it, so thank you. The course was really good, and I love that you speak the truth, and I enjoyed it very well. Thank you. Thank you so much. I hope that this kind of appreciation and this kind of perspective, expands to more people. Everybody must have a course. Recommended. Awesome. Everybody must have this course. Recommended. Now, I'm really sorry that it's not gonna, no more new people are gonna access it, but I'm not gonna leave you guys like this. I'm not retired. I'm retired from Udemy for now. Maybe I'll be able to come back. I'll work my way around that. But I'm still teaching. I'm still facilitating. I'm doing my job as a coach. And you can find me on my website, which is lianabuzat.com. It's going to be on screen. I have an online class for women. It's called Sex Dojo for Women, where we actually do sexual workouts. And it means working out your pelvic floor muscles, the entire pelvic floor, front, back. Working out your voice expression, working out with various tools, accessories, working out this part of the body. I'm not going to get into more details here. So you get a lot of practical, useful knowledge that a coach, that's the epitome of coaching. And Udemy didn't allow these because I wanted to upload them all here also, but they just, now I can see why. But I have them there. So I invite you to go there as well and really dive into weekly practices, basically. Ladies. For guys, if I find a suiting, matching work-man collaborator, I'll definitely build stuff. Otherwise, I have a woman's body, a woman's perspective, and it's not. Coaching means working with your body, sexuality coaching. So there's no way I can facilitate that in an online class. Not without a naked dude with me. So I'll see you there, and please enjoy this class. If you haven't done so, check out all the other classes until July 31st. You can still buy them. And I would strongly encourage you to keep them for life and come back to them, because this is knowledge shared, really accessible. So it was an honor to be here. I hope that you have a juicy, succulent, rich, orgasmic, intimate life, and I will see you in other places. Bye.